Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by the Secretary General of the WDF, Mr. Nick Rolls. Nick, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, Josh. Thank you very much indeed. Not bad for a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, not too bad at all. I mean, it's a very busy time for the WDF at the moment. There's a lot going on in the background, a lot going on in the foreground as well. And I think, first of all, we should sort of rewind a few weeks and talk about the World Masters. It was hot on everybody's lips, obviously not taking place this year. Just can you outline the reasons for that and where we may go with the future of the World Masters?
Yeah, I agree with you, Josh. Yeah, I mean, we tried very hard to get the World Masters onto the table. We after the pandemic, we wanted to get the World Championships and the World Masters back on track, as much as anything to show players that the WDF were, serious about the fact that we wanted to get these majors back on the plan for them. We delivered one of each. Both went really, really well. I don't want to put the words into the mouths of players, but the majority, if not all of them, said how well they both ran. Of course, there's a lot more to it than just running the tournaments. There's the whole logistical side of things, and of course, there's a financial side of things. And the World Masters, we came out of 2022 really pleased with what we'd achieved, but also literally the day the tournament finishes, everyone says to you, "So, okay, what are you doing next year?" And you sort of go into this vicious circle of finishing one and not knowing what you're going to do with the other. So one of our criteria for moving forward was the fact that we want to get deals on the table, with venues and with sponsors that are more than a year. A little bit like we've done with the Lakeside now. We know now that the Lakeside is going to be on in 23, 24, 25, which is great. But we didn't know that with the Masters, so that was part of it. And there's no getting away from the fact that 2023, as we knew when we announced that the Lakeside was going to be at the back end of 2023, it was going to be more difficult from a generating revenue to be able to put on the Masters. Don't forget that the World Masters, as it currently stands, is an invitational tournament, and so therefore you're not taking in the revenue to be able to put towards the prize money. So all of those things, I can't thank the people that have been trying to help enough in trying to get it there, but it just unfortunately didn't get across the line. And we sort of extended our deadline past the one that we first put out in March to the end of June, I think it was in the end. And we just couldn't quite get it over the line. So unfortunately, it did mean that we've not gone forward with the World Masters in 2023. Are we hopeful in 2024? Yes. Does that mean it's going to come to fruition? Hopeful, but I can't say yes because if it was going to do that, then we'd already be announced. If you see what I mean. So, look, we're trying everything we can with what we've got in place. I firmly believe that the Lakeside 2023 will help us to get to somewhere where we can announce a 2024 World Masters, and then it's just about the dates and that for 2024. In an ideal world, I would like for the World Masters to be, I don't know, let's say a May or a June, somewhere around that time. So you're splitting the two major tournaments that the WDF have got up. But let's see how it all pans out in the next few months.
Talking of the next few months, 4 months away now from Lakeside and the World Championships.
Yep.
But seeing that tickets are moving very, very well for Lakeside, which is excellent news to hear for all, really.
Yeah, it is really good. We were in a position, obviously, when we first announced that we weren't going to go until December 2023, everyone was a little bit, oh my God, we've gone from April 22 through to December 2023, so a big gap. We knew that was not going to be the easiest message to get across. We firmly believed and still believe that it was the right thing to do. And I think things are beginning to show that that was now the right thing to do, because we were able to go, because we were able to plan, we were able to go on sale with our tickets on the 31st of March 2023. Prior to going online with the ticket sales, we set ourselves goals for pretty much the end of every month. Where did we want to be with the sales to know that we're in a good place going forward? And look, it's easy for me to say, but I hope people know that if it wasn't true, I wouldn't say it. We've smashed each of those targets each month. to the point where we're actually in a position where we've sold more tickets now than we sold for the whole of the 2022 World Championships. So to your point, we're in August, and my math says that means I think we've got just over 3.5 months to go to sell more tickets. We've got the start of December as our date. So look, there's the possibility of Christmas parties there. The guys behind the scenes are working very hard on, their marketing plans and what the next steps are in those last 3 months or so. So look, very hopeful that everything's going to be really, really successful, and exciting times.
Yeah, it's exciting times. In terms of broadcast deals, can we expect the tournament? Well, hopefully we can expect the tournament to be on TV, but whereabouts would you expect to land? Is there anything in place yet?
So you've hit the nail on the head with the very last thing you said there, Josh. No, there's nothing in place yet. There are lots of irons in fire, so to speak. Again, I keep talking about the guys behind the scenes. The people that are helping the WDF now are masters in their fields, dare I say, and they are the ones that have done events before, that have got ticket sales, that have got TV, that have got sponsorship. And thankfully, everybody will be thankful to know that doesn't sit with me, because look, for those of you that know me, I'm into the dart side of it. And whilst in the last year and a half, I've learned one hell of a lot about all of that side of the business. It isn't my forte, so we needed someone on board to help us deliver that. Look, we haven't got the TV deal in place as at this moment in time, but from what I'm told, these things can go right down to the wire. Would we love to have something in place in the next, I don't know, 6 weeks or so? Of course we would. It would be ideal, wouldn't it? But whether we can or not, again, just comes down to how the guys get on behind the scenes to try and land those deals.
Talking of your forte, let's get on with some more of the darts side of everything.
Right.
The field.
You're not going to start testing me about players now, are you? Because mine's the refereeing.
You see plenty of them, then. You see plenty of them.
Yeah, I try. I'm not a Richard Ashdown, I can tell you that for nothing. But anyway, go on, give it a go.
In terms of the field that we've got for the men's and the ladies' World Championship, who are going to be the real front runners for that? Obviously, Neil Duff will be back to defend his title. In the ladies section, Beau is obviously going to be the leading light in the ladies.
Yeah. I'm not going to say who I think, because I might end up refereeing from, you never know, and then I'm going to be in trouble. Why did you not pick me? Why did you not pick me? But look, the names that I guess jump out. Neil, you're absolutely right. And Beau, the two current world champions, they've both coming back to defend their title. There's no doubt that Beau is the lady that's taking everything by storm in the ladies tournament. So I guess she'll go into the tournament, albeit with 4 months in front, and 4 months can be a long time, but she'll go into the tournament surely the hot favourite. In the men's, I think it's probably a little bit more open. Neil's been a great champion, and he's going to come back and defend his title. One of the good stories I like around this is Barry Copeland is also going to be at Lakeside, and he took inspiration, being another man from Northern Ireland. He took inspiration from what Neil Duff did and decided to go on the tour. And look, he qualified and got himself into the top 16 as well. So he's going to be one of the top 16 players at the World. So that's a great story. Jelle Klassen, coming back, the previous champion. I'm going to get my year wrong here.
2006, I believe.
I was going to say 2006. Honestly, I really was. So yeah, 2006 champion. But I think the biggest thing for me is the number of players from around the world. It's as simple as that. It's the Lakeside World Championships, and when Richard Ashdown, myself, Jacques Noulat, and a few other people just sat around the table and said, "What do we want to achieve here?" Back in 2020, this was one of the things we wanted, was to make sure that the world were represented, and the WDF countries, of which there are now 75 or 76 members, I think, as many of them to have players at the Worlds as possible. And when you look at the field, I think New Zealand are up to, I think it's 5. I haven't got the number in front of me. I think they've got 5 representatives. Australia, America, they're represented as well. And then when you come to Europe, Benjamin Pratnama is going to be there, and these are first for their countries. So lots of great stories around. And I think also in the ladies' side, where have we got from that? We've got obviously the English contingent, but also, you know, again, Scotland represented, Wales with Rianne, Australia, New Zealand, so all around the globe again, America.
Yeah, of course.
Hungary in the men for the first time this year. I think they've got 2 men from Hungary in the men's as well. So the list goes on. So lots of good stories.
In terms of international representation, you've got the World Cup coming up in Denmark, which I believe is the end of September. Another chance for players to sort of put their name in the headlines and maybe play themselves into form. I know it's a while off from the World Championship, but getting a big win in a tournament like that and playing well can certainly stand you in good stead.
No, you're absolutely right, Josh. I think the World Championship, World Cup, I've been lucky enough to go to 3 previously. It is a fabulous tournament, and having not been since 2019, we've now, you know, 4 years down the line. So a number of players that I've seen in Romania was the last place we went to. Haven't seen them since 2023, so that's going to be great to see some old friends, but also to meet some new. And I wasn't a part of the WDF other than a referee back in 2019. So actually, I'm also going to meet, you know, lots of people that are representatives of countries rather than the players that I speak to on email, or I've sort of had a chat with on the phone. But actually, to meet them in person is going to be great as well. And, you know, chew the fat around where can the WDF go from here and what do they think, and, you know, hopefully they're nice to me. But look, great to get everybody's views. That would be great. But the players there as well. Yeah, there's a number of them, a number of players that are representing their countries who will also go on to play at Lakeside. So yeah, it's a good test for those guys.
Someone I want to speak to you about is Victoria Monaghan, who will become the first transgender player to play in the WDF World Championship. What is the WDF's stance on that?
Really simple, Josh. Victoria has qualified. She has qualified by rights. She meets all of the rules which are available on the WDF website. I think it's worth mentioning that ahead of Noah Lynn playing in the World Match Play, the PDC's World Match Play back in July, the WDF met with the PDC and the DRA to discuss the situation around transgender. It is obviously a hot topic. There's no coming away from it. There are players that are for, players that are against them. We understand that, and it's a topic I think that's going to move in the next few years. But as I say, at this point in time, Victoria and Noah Lynn meet all of the criteria that's set down by both the PDC and the WDF, and that's exactly where we are. So I think that clears it up at this moment in time, if I'm honest.
Excellent. Well, so final thing I think we'll chat about before we call this a day. We are 3.5 months or so away from the WDF World Championship. We can see from the smile on your face, must be so excited just to get this over the line and get to the Lakeside, because it's been a little bit of a wait, isn't it?
No, exactly right. Look, the plans are in place. I said earlier that having time to plan just gives you a bit of breathing space. It's as simple as that. And to be able to chat to the guys about, I think we want to do this, and is that the right thing? Whereas if I go back to 2022, it was all very, very rushed. Yes, I'm not going to deny, I think we did a good job. I think we can do a better job. And I think by giving ourselves more breathing space, we got a better way or better chance of delivering a better tournament, not only for the players but also for the spectators. And I guess that is for the players, because the more spectators that come, you know, it certainly makes the environment. And yeah, I can't wait. It's still a lot of work to do. We're in the process at the moment of putting together a few bits and pieces for the players. They're just beginning to ask us questions. What sponsors can we have, and are we going to get you know, hotels and all of that sort of thing booked for us? And we're sort of answering those questions. The answer, guys, is yes. We have a deal with the Lakeside to be able to offer every player hotel rooms at a reduced rate. All that detail is going to come out, and a lot of the other detail, Josh, is going to come out. We made a decision the other day. We're at the World Cup, as you said, ahead of the World Cup on the Sunday. No, I lied. The Monday, there is a general meeting where all of the countries are represented. So about, as I said, 75 countries come, sit in a room. They put forward their thoughts. We chat about different things. And we're going to make announcements about the World Championships at that meeting. So prize money, the structure of the tournament, not who plays when, but what rounds are going to be played when. Although I think we've probably got that ironed out at the moment. When the draw is going to be, all of that sort of good stuff will come out on that Monday, which I believe is the 25th of September. So watch this space on that one.
Good stuff. Really appreciate your time, Nick, and best of luck with everything coming up in the next few months.
Thank you, my friend. Very much appreciated, and good luck to you and the team.